Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming at you again with another vid. First things first, I gotta say shout out to B Marsh. I discovered this story on his channel, so check it out. Share, subscribe to his content, whatnot. But the news has been reported that Guillermo Rigondeaux, and this has been reported on Boxing Scene, Guillermo Rigondeaux has been reinstated as the WBA Super Recognized Champion at 122 pounds. Okay. Now, according to the report here, it says that the WBA has reinstated Guillermo Rigondeaux as a super champion at super bantamweight, and they will allow him to make a defense against Jamie McDonnell or James Jazza Dickens before he is being forced to confront the interim champion Moses Chuck Flores. Now, according to the WBA's president Gilberto Mendoza, Rigondeaux and his team put together a legal suit asking for reinstatement as a champion despite his inactivity. In the legal documents, they explained the reasons for Rigondeaux's inactivity, which was accepted by the WBA. Now, the sanctioning body had declared him the champion in recess in November of last year due to low activity. Quote, "We had differences with Rigondeaux's team, but we mediated. They hired a legal advisor, and then after negotiations, we came to the decision that he would be reinstated as super champion. He was the undisputed champion, but given that he didn't have a fight for a long time, he was declared the champion in recess." Mendoza said to ESPN Deportes. Well, he was never undisputed champion. He was just the linear and unified WBA and WBO champion. The IBL, the IBF and the what's the other one? The WBC titles were Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton. Of course, those guys vacated those titles just to duck the man. So, yeah, if he had gotten those fights, he would have been the undisputed champion and beaten him. But needless to say, moving along here. Mendoza also said that they've asked us in that agreement to have the opportunity to fight an opponent, who's not a world champion that we wanted. That was what we wanted. We hope it'd come against James Jazza Dickens or Jamie McDonnell, who was also mentioned. Now, under this consideration, Mendoza said that Mexican contender Chucky Moses Flores was allowed to make a voluntary defense for his interim title against Paulas Ambonda, which will be in Africa in June, while Nimor Sermak was also ordered to face China's Zhao Junguo for the regular championship, which will be held in June, but in China. God damn, what's up with all these damn titles? Now, Mendoza also further said that we are going to do now is a kind of a tournament. Now, the winner of the fight between Rigondeaux and Dickens or McDonnell will go to the winner of Flores and Abunda, and then the winner of these fights will go to the winner of Samak and Zhao, and we will have a single WBA champion," said Mendoza. All right, I'll leave it there. So we all know that the WBA is trying to unify all the champions, so that way they can have one belt to stop all this confusion with these various titles and and all these recognized sanctioned bodies, such as the WBO. I mean, they don't have much of a discrepancy there, but they do have interim champions as well as the WBC and the IBF don't have interim titles, but at least I have to give them credit for that because they only have one recognized champion, which it should be. But I believe that the WBC and what's the other one? The WBO. I think they need to give up their interim titles because it's just pointless to me that to have champions with interim titles be recognized as a world champion, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. It's just another scheme for these sanctioned bodies to collect sanctioning fees from these fighters when they capture these particular belts. But I know I'm going off topic a little bit, but the bigger news is the most core focus of this news is that Guillermo Rigondeaux has some bit of luck. He's finally reinstated as the WBO Super Champion, a title that he never lost, but he was almost forced to fight for that title. I think he was supposed to fight Chucky Flores, but the WBA had come to their senses and realized that, making him champion in recess and stripping him from the super title status was a mistake. So, the only logical thing to do is just to reinstate him. now that he is pretty much active, he's looking for a fight. So yeah, definitely good news for the man. One little, one big hurdle that he had to overcome, this, from this, which I call the curse of beating Nito Donaire, which most of us agreed this was that his career has really declined ever since that win. So yeah, definitely good news. I'll drop a link to the article below so that way you can come to your own conclusions. So here to comment, share, subscribe. Signing off. Peace.